Okay, so this is my pile of shame, or actually, more accurately, my piles of shame. Hi YouTube, I'm Peggy Lu, and this is Peggy Lu Who Reads, or Peggy Lu Who Reads. Welcome if you are new to my channel. Welcome back if you are not. I want to give a special shout out, as always, to my, as of recording this, 43 subscribers, and a special shout out and appreciation and love and smooches and hugs to my #1 fan and supreme subscriber, Marhaban Umi. So today's video is going to be the flip side of a video that I did a couple months ago, where I did that YouTube tradition that is the haul video, and I showed you some of the books that I had bought this year through my Book of the Month subscription. And so I have a ton of books that I've gotten that are new books this year that I can't find a place for on my shelf, and so I'm going to be doing an unhaul video. So all these books are books that I acquired this year. Either I bought them, or they were given to me, or loaned to me, or I borrowed them from the little free library near my house. And these are all the ones that I can't fit onto my shelves. So the two piles to the right side, so these ones here are the ones that I've already read, and then these ones, the larger piles, are the ones that I have not read. And so I can't fit these onto my shelves. Of course, I could go out and buy another bookshelf, but I also know that I have some books that I can probably part with, so I'm going to go through and get rid of some. So first things first, I'm going to go through the ones that are on the table that I have already read and see if there's any of these that I want to go ahead and unhaul. Okay, so The Maidens, which if you saw my review, I didn't really care for very much, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I actually think I'm going to loan it to my mom and or aunt, since I thought they might be interested in reading it and see if they maybe like it better. It's the one that's set in Cambridge, England, which is where their mother was from. Next on the pile, House of Leaves. Also didn't really care for this one very much. It's a hefty book, and I kind of feel like finishing it was a big accomplishment, but at the same time, I didn't really care for it. I think I'm gonna let this one go. Home Before Dark was another one I didn't really care for very much. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and let this one go. Blood Like Magic. This one I haven't included in a wrap-up video yet. You'll see that soon, but I think I'm gonna let it go. Son of the Storm. I really loved this book, and I actually have pre-ordered the second in the series, so I'm definitely not gonna let this one go. I'm gonna keep this one. All the Light We Cannot See. I've read this before. I found this copy at a used bookstore. It's a really nice copy, and it was a really good price, so I'm going to keep this one. Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I read this earlier this year. I checked it out from the library. I really liked it, so I went ahead and bought it for myself, and I also pre-ordered the next book in the series. The Conductors by Nicole Clever. I didn't really care for this book so much, and I'm not planning on continuing with the series, so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. Once There Were Wolves. Again, this was an ARC, so I didn't really care for it very much. I'm going to let it go. Because it's an ARC, you can't resell these, so most likely I'm going to donate this, or maybe put it into someone's little free library. So yeah. House of Hollow was another one that I read earlier this year. It was okay, but I didn't love it, and I probably won't read it again. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. My Own Words by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Again, it was okay. I liked it enough, but I probably wouldn't read it again. So I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. In defense of Ska, I really hated this book. I sort of hate read it, but I kind of want to make some of my friends read it, so I'm going to hold on to this actually and loan it to a friend of mine. And then The Last Apothecary, that I like this one all right, but I mean, I didn't love it. I think I'm going to let it go. I think maybe, yeah, I'm going to let it go. So you can see that there's already 9 in the pile that I'm going to go ahead and let go. And then I have 28 here that I'm going to keep. And of those 24 I haven't read yet. So that's how much space I have to make on my shelves. So, yeah, so I've got 9 there. So I've got to get at least 19 books I've got to get rid of. This is the office corner bookshelf of my living room. So this is my office space where I work from home. I'm also going to go through the white bookshelf, which is in the other room, which is my normal set for my YouTube videos. So, but I'm going to start here, and as you can see, there's a lot of tchotchkes and things. So first things first, I'm going to clear these all off, and we'll see in the finished video if this means that I learned how to do something cool with like editing where I speed this up, because this is probably not going to be very exciting. Something new that I haven't tried before on this channel, which is I've got like this little camera that is my point and shoot little Canon guy. It's going to be my handheld, and then I've got my larger camera set up on my tripod, so I'm going to use this for the close-ups on the shelf, and use this for like more of a wide view of where I'm at and what I'm doing. Okay, so this is going to be my little tour. So these are all poetry books over here in the top left-hand corner. Then we get into fiction. These are all just alpha by author, and I didn't ever split them out by genre. I just put them in the alphabetical order. So it's all fiction, science fiction, fantasy, classics, all mixed together. The only thing that is separated out is poetry. And then down here we have, this is my shelf that is my writing books. So these are all, you know, texts and books about being a writer. And these are books where I have been writing. And they're just like your standard college composition books. And then some other notebooks that I've used. Then down here on this bookshelf we have the nonfiction. So these are also alpha by author and not split up in any sort of genre or whatnot, so it's all a jumbled mess of histories, biographies, memoirs, etc. And then down here at the bottom we have, these are just textbooks and learning books. Some of these are from college, some of them are not. And then over here in the right hand corner, these are just sort of like some fun books that are kind of big and don't really fit anywhere else. I don't think I'm going to be getting rid of any of these down here. Maybe. No, I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of those. And these writing books, those are all staying. So, looking at poetry, there's a couple of these that are up here that are like sort of self-published things that I got from different people in different places. I think at least one of these self-published, I think maybe this one, I bought because it's like a friend of a friend. I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these. So one thing I have to point out as I'm doing this, this is something I alluded to several months ago, but we have these books. I'm sort of skipping ahead a little bit, but we have these books, these Tom Clancy books. And if you ever watched my very first video where I was saying what books I'm kind of into and what books I'm not, one of the things I said is I'm not really into military type books. Then why do I have all of these Tom Clancy? Make it make sense. So a while back I signed up for this sort of like book subscription box, like the ones you see me do videos of. And And the thing was, you could tell them like what kind of book you liked. You could pick a genre, and then they would send you 3 used books every month. It was run by a used bookstore. And I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't as expensive as some of the like new books subscription boxes. And so I signed up for it and told them that I like science fiction. But the thing was, they would send you like 2 science fiction and then just like run random. And it just seemed like every month I was getting Tom Clancy. And at some point I just sort of kept them because I thought, you know, I'll have them around. I might read one someday just to sort of see what they're like, see what the hype is all about. And also, I also thought, like, hey, if Dad ever comes over for a visit, you know, and he doesn't have a book with him and he wants to sit and read, he can maybe pick up one of these Tom Clancy books. That might be something that Dad might be into. Dad's no longer with us, which is sad. He passed away in 2019. And I have not read these books, and I think it's time for me to just go ahead and admit that I'm never going to read them. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I'm up to a total of 13 books that I've unhauled. And I said I needed to get 28. So that means I need 15 more. Okay. The other thing that happened with the used books subscriptions is that they sent me a lot of like 2nd or 3rd in the series ones, and like so I got Arthur C. Clarke's 2061, which is like the 3rd in this series, I think. And I always wanted to read this series because it's like classic sci-fi. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because if I ever do decide to read these, I can just check them out from the library. So that's another one. So I had 9 over there. Let's use 4 is 13, 14. Okay. So going back up here, like again, you'll see some random stuff, and it's mostly because of that subscription box thing. I also, I got a couple of really awesome, like sort of dime novels. It was a White Elephant game one time. So I'm pretty sure that's where this one came from. Like, check it out. It's 50 cents. 50 cents. Death is My Shadow. Edward S. Aarons. I'm going to keep this. It's really short, and someday I might just read it for a laugh. Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide. This is like the complete one. Read this, but I think I'll keep it. I might check it out again. Yeah, Piers Anthony. I used to be like one of those kids in high school that read a lot of Piers Anthony, but this is the only one I have. I'm pretty sure that came from that box. The Hugo Winners, Volume 1, as edited by Isaac Asimov. I think I'll keep that. Here we go. Jane Austen. I have 2 copies of Sense and Sensibility, one of which is the nice annotated copy, and then there's just the plain copy. Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of just the plain copy because I have that nice annotated one. Yeah, it's Sense and Sensibility, not because I don't love it. All right, so that's 15. 15. So we got to get rid of 28 total, so we've got 13 still to go. All right, yay, make progress. This book is the first in a series. I've read this, it's good. I have the 2nd and 3rd on the Kindle, and I don't think I ever finished the series, so I'll probably reread this and then read the other 2 at some point. Here's a couple of books from my childhood as a Arthurian legend nerd. And I think I'll keep those. I might read those. Savelos, Humboldt's Gift. This is definitely one of those like Barnes and Noble, Borders, whatever, like buy 3 for the price of 2 sort of deals. And I got this because I was trying to read more classics. I'll hold on to it for now. Amy Bender is great. She does magical realism. I've read both of these. I'm like really standing on my tiptoes to try and get this get to these. I've read both of these and they're okay, but I'll keep a hold of them for now. City of Thieves. Oh, David Benioff. I read this. Yeah, I read this. It's okay. I don't really know. Yeah, I think it's going on the pile. It's going on the pile.